Okay, I'm here to demystify once and for all that pretty ads do not guarantee making more money. So there's been many brands we've been working with recently where we're just throwing out all the playbooks that you expect from other people, like all the stuff you see on YouTube and X, and here's the kind of ad you should make. And we're just throwing it out and just starting from something totally scratch. And what it's proving is that pretty ads don't necessarily create the best winners. In fact, I'm even gonna argue on this video that making ugly ads in the more horrible looking ads actually perform better. So I have a series of ads I'm gonna show you guys that for one brand, just as this example, where we are running completely as ugly ads as we possibly can that are working. Now, some of the ads aren't all that ugly, but essentially what we did with the brands, we said, hey, let us create whatever we want and let's just test it. And it just so happens by doing that, the team is coming up with great performing ads over 3x ROAS, which is great for this time period right now, that are outperforming stuff that we did previously in the account, as well as other accounts that we see who are in the similar niche. Okay, so without further ado, let me show you what those ads look like, and we're going to talk about each one, why it's performing, why I think it's performing, and what you can do if you are running a brand as well. So here is the receipts of how these are performing. Now, not the greatest ad spend in the world, but it's performing so profitably. That's what's important. I don't know about you guys. I frankly do not care as long as our brands are making money and making profit. And you've heard me say this before. At the end of the day, your customer will vote with their dollars what they think of your ad. That is why I think 90% of all founders and CMOs, when it comes to advertising, should throw their brand book out the window because it may be stopping them from making more money, more profit. Because customers, again, vote with their dollars what they think of your ad. I don't know about you guys. Can you think of 2 ads you have seen in the last 7 days that you actually remember? That's what's important, is that people see so many ads, they aren't going to remember it. So the pitch that I've been hoping founders will make is when it comes to the advertising side, throw the brand book out the window, do whatever it takes to make more revenue, more profit. Because again, people vote with their dollars what they think of your ads. And then after that first experience, that first click, then follow your brand book, follow your branding guidelines. And then on your organic social, do the same thing. But advertising, in my opinion, should be compartmentalized and be very different. Because at the end of the day, it's all about getting attention and optimizing the cost to get that first purchase. And then the product, the experience, the website, that can create that identity. But at the end of the day, people will come back and buy from you if it's a good product, right? They don't care about your brand visuals as much. That is helpful in making a consideration, but it's the product that gets people to come back. So I'm going to show you the ads and we're going to walk through each ad and we're going to talk about why one's working, how you can create that, what were the steps my team took to create that, because you need to be able to reverse engineer this for yourself. So there's the receipts, it's crushing, accounts profitable, brands profitable. Let's dive in. So first ad, very simple, sticky note ad. I'm not the first person to run this, but our team was very skeptical. I was very skeptical, and we've been testing these across the board. And I'll be transparent with you. It's not the sticky note itself that makes it perform. It's the claim in the sticky note. The sticky note is just a break away from normality so that you can have the product in a sticky note, right? And it makes it look more native. It makes it look more authentic, but it's the claim in the sticky note from our experience that makes all the difference. So when you do this, just make sure you understand that. Now, for example, this particular ad, this is a solution-aware ad. And what we're doing specifically using a method called measuring the size of the claim. So for example, the claim is not just that they will slim down fast. The claim is going from a dress size of 6 to 12, which brings up the next point, which is really important, is everything you do must be rooted in understanding your customer so much. For example, if we did slim down fast from a size 4 to a 1. That's really not the customer base of the people who buy this product. It's bigger women or bigger people who struggle with their weight, struggle with inflammation, struggle with making themselves look thinner for many different reasons. I'm not gonna get into that, but that is the customer base. We know based from how they order, from polling them, from doing surveys to them, from looking at their profiles, kind of where they sit in type of customer. They're bigger. For example, that's why we knew to slim down fast, we had to use something they all relate to, from a size 16 to they would love to be a size 12 or a 10 or a 9 or an 8. But if we went from slim down from a size 4 to a 1 or 4 to a 0, it's gonna miss the mark because that's not even them to begin with. They can't even conceptualize how could I go from a size 16 now to a 4, right? Or to even think about becoming a 1 or 2. So it's so far removed, right? So We know that because we did the research. Number 2, this is a problem or ad. How do we know it's a problem or ad? Because we know from doing the research and what we do, we know that they struggle with inflammation, a lot of them like postpartum issues as well. In addition to that is just struggling to find the time when they have life, they have kids, they have husbands, they have jobs, right? It's very difficult for them. So they're looking for a shortcut, right? In addition to that is we need something to convey that, one, this really works, and to make it believable. That's important. If you want your ads to work, you must make it believable that they too can have success, that they too can have that benefit, that outcome. So what we did is, because we've polled customers, we talked to customers, we actually created a benefit payoff. The benefit payoff is illustrated in specific days. So for example, the claim was healthier gut in 2 weeks. Okay. So day 1, what will you experience? Day 3, what will you experience? Day 7, what will you experience? Day 14, what will you experience? That makes it more believable. It's not just a big claim, but we're actually showing the day payoff. By day 1, you're going to feel this. By day 3, by day 7, by day 14. In addition to that is we have a real before and after. So when you pair the before and after, and you pair with what they are going to experience and the days, it makes this highly believable. Now, we're not lying. It's true. We got that from a real customer, but it makes it highly believable. That's important. But essentially, we just broke down their criticism of, oh, this can't work for me, this can't be real, by making it believable. That's important. So if you want to do this for yourself, you need to make sure you do a few things. Number 1, get a bunch of customers to survey them. Number 2, you need to try to get some before and afters. That's important. And then number 3, be crystal clear on the claim that you are confident will happen in what time window. And then you can reverse engineer by talking to customers. When did things start to happen? Now, this isn't a pretty ad. Like, I can think of many brands who would not be okay with this because it looks hokey, looks corny. It is not relying on brand visuals enough. But guys, this makes so much more money. This is crushing right now. All the ads I'm showing in this video are crushing. Now, you saw from the beginning, I think the lowest performing was like a 2.79, but the average across all these ads is over 3x, right? That's very profitable for a product like this. Next one. This one is very simple. I wouldn't even consider this an ugly ad except for the text. Now, this works for a few reasons. Number 1, it's a problem or ad, right? People have the problem if they want to lose weight, but they're not quite sure how. Number 2 is it makes a really great claim. Okay. Again, this is from a real customer. They lost 4 pounds in 14 days, 4 pounds of inflammation, 4 pounds just water weight, but they lost it. And there's going to be a certain point where you have to make sure your claims are accurate as well, because if you make your claim too unbelievable, red flags in a person's mind start to go up. So you want to make sure it's a claim. You embellish it, sure, you tell the truth, but don't make it so wild that it makes it unbelievable, right? So for example, if it was like, I lost 4 pounds and felt lighter in 14 days while I ate cookies, cinnamon rolls, and I sat on the couch. Like that's like so exaggerated that now it's just unbelievable, right? It's in the world of unbelievability. Now, again, we're measuring the size of the claim, but this ad is very simple. It's just the product, blank, color background, and then the claim. Now, again, this is rooted in research, but there's a principle you need to understand. In advertising, this goes through how to market your product in different levels of competition in the marketplace. If you're the first person to market, so for example, like let's pick like SpaceX. Like they're literally the only person in the market launching rockets into space. They don't have to say anything besides, I will get your product into space, right? They're the first person in the market. However, maybe in 15 years, when there's many competitors, they may have to say, I can get your product into space in 2 hours and 10 times over 3 days, because they're going to launch multiple rockets and only have an hour to refuel. That's an example where as more competition comes into your marketplace, you have to do what's called embellishing or get more specific with your claims. And there's over 30 different ways that you can work on your hooks and your claims. But this is using a strategy where, because they're not the only product in the marketplace that promotes how to get rid of inflammation, water weight, healthier gut, leaky gut. So they have to embellish more. I lost 4 pounds and felt lighter in 14 days. Okay. Next one. This is definitely an ugly ad. So this is a solution to our ad, because the problem was people want to lose weight and they believe the solution is they want less cravings because they crave food all the time. So why this works well, and it is ugly. This looks like an affiliate offer. This is very ugly, but it works so well. Is number 1, we're tying in believability into a story. So for example, the story is not long. It's very short. But the story, if you read it, being a stress eater, again, because we know the research of the customer that they have cravings because they're stressed, because of home, because of kids, because of work, because of partner, and they're stressy. And that's why they can't lose weight. And that's also why they have inflammation, because they eat junk food. I always found it hard to stick to my diet because we know our customers. We've done the research. We've done 12 hours of research before this to even make the ad. And then This product, not another sling tea, has been my secret weapon. It curbs my cravings and I'm eating less without feeling deprived, right? A very simple story, but what's important here is if you want to tell a story in ads, do not say me, do not say you, say I, because it's the first person point of view of a real person telling a story. And also it makes it more believable because now it feels like, oh, this is an exact person's real story. I did this, I got these results. This is how I feel when I take this product. That's very important. Okay, because even though, and when it comes to a story, this is an important concept, is you're not picking the story that has the most mass appeal. That's where a lot of people go wrong. Don't pick the one that has the most mass appeal. Pick the one that's as specific as possible, because the more specific, the more believable it sounds, but also the more specific, the mind does an amazing thing in that what the mind does is it starts to align itself to see how does that story relate to different aspects of their life, to see how does it relate to me. So for example, I may not even be a female. I might not even be someone who struggles with the diet. But because that story is specific, I, as a human, I have cravings. I have it as a human, have cheated and eaten sugar food before. So I automatically align myself to the story because my brain starts to look and say, how does this relate to me? And it starts going through all the different scenarios in my life recently or in the past that I have related to this. That's why specific stories are the secret weapon to ads. And this show happens that we did an ugly ad to make this happen. And the last part is the days. If you have a product that's a problem-solving product, before and afters are like the cheat code, right? Especially as it relates to something that's believable with the story, and that makes it very believable. Last one. So this one is also a problem or ad. They know they want to lose weight. They feel like that if they just didn't have bloating, that they would look better. That's important from their research. If they just felt like that they weren't bloated all the time or had inflammation, they would look so much thinner. So very simple. So what we did is we did the same thing previously. Took a specific story, took a before and after, and told a specific story with I. Consistent bloating was ruining my days. I was uncomfortable. I couldn't focus on anything. But 1 cup of this before bed changed everything. I woke up feeling pure relief. Again, using I statements before and after. This is now a real story. And the mind will start to challenge itself to see, what does this relate to my experience? That's critical. Give these ads a try. So where did we come up with these ads? Well, we actually got the inspiration from other places. And some of my favorite places is affiliates. Some of my favorite places is native ads because they have some of the ugliest stuff. Even if you go back to the archives of online ads between like 2003 and like 2012 are a really great place to start with because it's been so long since people have seen such ugly ads that they perform well. Because guys, at the end of the day, everything we do is about attention. If you're a marketer of a brand, you're trying to get attention organically, trying to get attention for emails, trying to get attention over SMS with your ads. It's all about attention. And not about you, but my belief is that when you do a good job of getting attention, you get rewarded with people's wallets. So this isn't the only way to get attention. Yes, you could do really funny videos, skits, you could do things that are highly on brand and get attention. I'm not saying that. What I'm just saying is it's all about attention. Challenge yourself. So if you're not getting the performance you want or you desire, is it really then resonating with my customers? If you're not happy with your performance in your funnels, of your ads, of your emails, you have to ask that question. It's not hitting. So if you keep doing the same thing, it's the definition of insanity. So if you have any questions, make sure you put in the comments as well. And another video that would actually be really helpful to you is how we actually do creative strategy. I think that would be invaluable to you to think about like, what are the foundations you have to go through to think this way. And then lastly, if you are an e-commerce brand, I actually have a dojo, a mentorship for brands where every single week we meet and we review things like this. I teach them. There's 32 other brands in there. They have access to all of our creative strategy playbooks, media buying playbooks, Google advertising playbooks, email playbooks, forecasting playbooks, and so much more. Hope I see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you then.